Hi fellas, Ben back again. Yeah, this is the usual route. I usually don't talk much over here. I just play music or something, and then I'm just doing this. But today I'll walk you through what we usually do. It's a bit of a hassle, it's not a joke. I mean, yeah, the road starts climbing up here. It's quite an incline, and like what you see on the camera, and then to add to it, there are these rocks. You've got to be very sure of your traction, otherwise you're asking for trouble, and your body position matters a lot. These rocks, they move. That's the worst part. That might have seemed pretty easy, and it is. It isn't like how it used to be. It was full of rocks at one point of time. Now I see a track, surprisingly. But that being said, all said and done, these rocks can give way, and you can land. You can land pretty hard. And I'm not wearing riding pants or boots today, so it's all about body positioning and going hard on the throttle. It's you really can't do this with a lot of. And then here is another classic example of rocks, true rocks. I mean, rocks that are ginormous, and they are well within the soil, so that will be a totally different kind of traction. And a slightly crouched position, a little bit of forward and backward body balancing is a must. You really can't take this easy. Oh, there you go. I'm starting to slow down, which is not a good thing. Too slow is not good. And yeah, they've kind of cleared this whole path. It was full of rocks at one point of time. Oh. Where are you? Where the way? Where the way? There you go. There the way. Again, like I said, all this might seem pretty easy on camera, but let me tell you fellas, it isn't. Body balancing is key to getting this shit done. There we go, an incline. And back into the forest. In the middle of nowhere. Look at where I'm at. In the middle of a jungle. Nice and dense. Crazy, huh? Absolutely nothing. Nothing around me. This is crazy shit. This just inspires the hell out of me. I mean, nothing compares. Nothing compares to being in the wild with this wild machine. Crazy wild machine. A notorious fella. Just doesn't want to stop, wants to keep going. Yeah, one little thing that came up in my mind now, I should address. I should drop the rebound by one click. Don't think you guys can see it, but it's about here. It's right there. The center stand may help. So it's a little too hard, so I'll drop it by one click, and that should do it. That should be good enough. Yeah, so, well, just a quick touch upon the subject of suspension. I am no suspension guru. The suspension is a mod that changes everything. the way the bike rides, the way the bike feels, and the feedback part of it. I don't know if most of you guys will ever be able to tell the difference between the stock suspension and a done-up suspension, a custom suspension, because I myself found it very hard to articulate it in words. I mean, yes, in simple layman terms, the bike is a lot more stiffer. It is ready for aggressive riding. In simple layman terms, that is what a suspension, an aftermarket suspension with stiffer springs and stiffer compression and rebound dampening is going to get you. It's going to make the bike feel a lot more stiffer and aggressive. And yet at the same time, it's not going to sacrifice on traction. There are various settings, custom settings with which you can manage to get the right kind of traction, the traction that you've always wanted. Of course, it is not going to be as tractable as the stock factory Himalayan. The factory Himalayan is more like a cushion ride over bumps. It just takes care of everything. You don't feel anything. The bike is just so smooth. The suspension soaks up everything. That is not going to be the case with aftermarket suspension. Aftermarket suspension of any kind is going to make the bike ready for aggressive riding. More hard, fast, and quick reflexes, supporting quick reflexes. So it's a very relative thing with where you are at in terms of your riding skills. If you already have crazy riding skills, if you have fantastic riding skills, then you should definitely go in for a suspension job. You should get yourself custom springs both in the front and the rear, and that will take care of all your needs. The funny thing is, when I had the Himi from the factory, I always thought it was a fantastic tractor and that it could just soak up anything and everything. And then with the years, I started getting faster and faster. I would do the same roads at a higher speed. There was an ever changing attitude with riding. I was constantly changing, improving as a rider, and the machine was the same. So that is when you truly start needing mods. So the suspension kind of aids your ability as a rider. My rear suspension has about 15 clicks, and I'm at half the click, 7th click in rebound dampening. And if I were to take it to the 15, 7 is just where it is for now, where I'm at with my weight and my riding abilities. And of course, you will have to set sag according to your weight. So the front is at about, I don't really remember how much, I think it's 30% edge. And the rear is at 33% sag, so 30 and 33. Or I think the front is a little less, 27 and 33. I don't mind the front jumping. I can handle it, but I can't handle the rear jumping. I'm not there yet. So that is what it is. And what else? Get yourself a suspension upgrade only if you're starting to ride hard and you find that your bike is slow, whereas you are faster as a rider. You want to push it hard, but the bike just doesn't respond as quickly as you want it to. Keep this in mind, guys. This is the biggest sentence that I could give away to you guys who plan on doing a suspension upgrade. If you are starting to go fast, and if you feel like you're wanting to go fast, but the bike just is a little too slow, it takes its own sweet time to respond to your throttle inputs, then that simply means that the suspension is too soft. It is starting to take in all of the ground, and it's not staying on top of the ground like it should. It should chip it and just be quick to respond to all the hits and the bumps. But when it starts soaking up everything, all that forward inertia, forward momentum is lost, and you feel like you have a slow bike. But the Himalayan is surprisingly fast. I'm not joking. This is surprisingly fast. It's not a slow bike in off-road terrain. Or on off-road terrain. On the road, this is a sitting duck compared to all the fast motorcycles. But on off-road terrain, the way the rider geometry, the chassis design, the suspension and everything is set up, this is a crazy machine. It's crazy. It's super fast. The only thing is that you need to modify certain aspects of it to get it to work like how you want it to work. Well, that was it. That was all that I could say about my new suspension, my crazy Himalayan. Time to head back on and get to the quarry and find my friend. Crazy motorcycling diaries, huh? So that would be it. If you guys liked the video, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, because I will continue to do a lot of shit with this motorcycle, this trusty steed of mine. Heading back on now. This is Ben signing out for now. Ciao.